Hello, how's everybody doing today? Great to see all of you here today. Hi manifestors, grand rising everyone. How's everybody doing today? So guys, today I want to challenge you to see things in a different perspective. Well, not really challenge you, but just to show you a different way of the same thing of how reality works. And if you apply what I'm about to put forth to you, I can guarantee you one thing, that it will change your life so immensely that you will have more success in whatever it is you're venturing to do, get more results, create better overall life satisfaction. I can make that guarantee to you. And the reason I can make the guarantee to you is because many of us have been taught the wrong concept of how life works, including ourselves. So I'm going to shed some light on to you. Maybe I can open up your mind, and maybe you can see for yourself that the way you're living your life and the way you've been programmed to live your life is actually incorrect. It's a self-sabotaging thing that we do in our life. So less resistance, more abundance. See that? Less resistance, more abundance. Less struggle, more flow. That's the way of the universe, and that's how it works. So we're going to go into this now. How about our thoughts? What is the purpose of negative thoughts? Why do we have negative thoughts? We have negative thoughts because a negative thought is supposed to tell you, this is not what I want. A negative thought is not for you to dwell on it. Did you know that? Anytime you have a negative thought, it's a guidance system. It's a thought to tell you that, hey, this is something we are focusing on. This is what we don't want. So it gives you more clarity. It gives you more awareness to expand your mind. And then you can get whatever it is that you want to get. Now, I must remind you, this is very important. You have two people. I'm saying this to make it easy for you to understand. So this is the only way I can convey this to you, so you can relate to this. We can relate to people and situations. Okay. So think about this. You have two people living in your head at the same time. Okay, this is the only way I can make sense for you to see this stuff that's going to change your life profoundly. So remember, you have two people living in your head at the same time. One person that lives in your head has very limited experience in life. The other person that lives in your head have a ton of experience in life. So this is an analogy I'm making simple for you to get. Alright, so let me paint a picture for you. So we have two people living in our heads, right? Okay, one of them has not a lot of experience. So okay, the one person that's living in your head that doesn't have a lot of experience, that is actually your own mind. It's called your conscious logical mind. Okay, the other one that's living in your head that got a lot of experience, let's go into that. Let's go into that person. Alright, so let me paint a picture. So you live in a valley, right? So let's say you live in this valley, and there's a big mountain above the valley. And up in the mountain, you could look up from the valley, and you could look into the mountain, and you can see on the mountain is a house. And this house on the mountain overlooks the valley. So when you're on a big mountain, you can see everything in the valley, right? And you can even see a little bit beyond the valley, right? So one person's living down in the valley, which is you. Okay, the person that's living in the valley is the conscious mind. There's another person living up on top of the high mountain. Right? Who is that person that's living in the high mountain? It's two of you, but you're the same person. What would you call that person living up in the high mountain that has a house up there, and you can look over the valley? Let's see if you get onto this stuff. Who is that person? What would you refer to that person as? Alright. Yes, that's correct. It's your higher self. Now here's how the game works. This is how life really works. Here's how it works. The person on top of the mountain is calling down to you. Pretend there's a phone line. Okay, we have a phone line now, so your cell phone, he can call you on your cell phone. So when he's on the mountain, he's calling down to you and telling you that, hey, up ahead, you need to turn right instead of left. But because you're on the valley, left is right in front of you. So you're saying, I am not turning right, man. I am turning left. Why are you telling me to turn right? Left is where I should go. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm logicalizing. I need to go left. And the guy on the hill is telling you again, listen, do not go left, turn right. Okay? So this is what you do. You go turn left and everything messes up for you. He's like, man. And he calls you back again and he says, see, this is why I told you to go right. And why you keep going left. Well, this is the struggle we face on a daily level. We are fighting between two minds. One of them is going to lead you to failure, to resistance, to stress, to worry, to insecurity. The other one is going to lead you to prosperity, happiness, success, money, all of it that you ever want. And it's a very simple concept. It's very easy. The reason why, because the guy or the girl that's on top of the mountain, he or she can see the whole valley. He can see ahead. You can't see ahead when you're in the valley. So if he can see ahead, he could see the pit stops. He could see the warnings. He could see the turns. He could even see the rain clouds coming in. He can tell you, hey, you need to go take shelter. You go do this. But that is the problem. Most people aren't plugged in and they don't know that this is facts. This is how reality works. You have what's hence higher self. It's outside of yourself. It's outside of the matrix. It can see the entire matrix. Not only can the higher self see outside the matrix, the higher self can see things before it comes into your reality. It can see it can see the path to take you to get your success before you can even predict it come into your imagination, man. So the guy on the mountain is calling you all the time and telling you, listen, I need you to trust me and go right. But because you're seeing, see, this is the problem with you. You're seeing physical things around you. You're seeing the path of left is easier. You say, man, the right path, if I'm gonna go right, man, I gotta walk an extra 2 miles, man. That's too long. Let me go left. It's easier for me. No, you need to go right. I'll call you back, man. I'm going left and I'll call you back. You go left. Hey, man, my bad. I'm sorry, man. I should have listened to you. I should have went right. I don't know why I keep doing this. Why? You know, and I'm telling you on the mountain, I said, listen, remember, I can see ahead. But then you see, the thing with the mind is the mind can't grasp that. The mind can't grasp seeing ahead in reality. Your mind can't see potential. It can only see what's in front of it in the present. Your higher self can see potential, can see probabilities of different existence, actuality. It is a field that can select from each reality to bring it to you because it's done all of this before. So what this concept can do for you is, if you understand what I'm teaching you, I'm showing you right now. I'm showing you that there's a part of you that if you trust it, just trust it. Don't question it. Listen to it. Use the intuition of it and follow through with it. You will 100% get success in whatever you do because it's connected to you. It sees outside of the box. So if you want to take your life or your business or whatever it is to the next level, you have to learn to start to see outside of the box with your higher mind, not your simplistic lower mind. See what I'm showing you? So once you start to take guidance from the higher self, that's when reality opens up for you. Here's a problem with this now. The problem with the lower self, let's call the ego the lower self, and we have the higher self. The problem with the lower self is this. Everybody have circumstances going on in their life. Everybody have issues, what we call problems going on in their life. Everybody is looking for a solution in their life, okay? Everybody is trying to fix the problem. Everybody is trying. Everybody is forcing. Everybody is working hard. Everybody is pushing ahead. That is a problem. Because here's what happens. What they didn't tell you, they didn't give you the memo when you came to earth, when you were born. Your teachers, your schools, your doctors, your lawyers, your religion, your church, your universities, your colleges, they didn't give you this memo when you came and when you were growing up. And maybe because they don't know the memo themselves, they forgot to give you this small memo. And here's the memo they forgot to tell you. Here it is. Oh, by the way, I have to tell you this, that our minds that we use the most is our minds that will actually debilitate us the most. The mind that we use the most is actually the mind that's gonna keep us stuck or trapped the most. They didn't give you that memo, did they? Oh, okay, I'm giving it to you now. The mind that you are using right now is the same mind that's going to keep you stuck and trapped. In other words, you cannot use the same mind to fix your problems. Who said it? Albert Einstein. The definition of insanity. The mind that creates the problems cannot fix the problem. You can't use the same mind that creates the problems, man. You can't use the same mind that creates the lack. It doesn't work. It doesn't add up. If a dog is chasing his tail, will the dog ever catch his tail? No. The dog keep going around and around. Well, that's what's happening in the world. That's the memo they forgot to give you, people. So, okay, go back. So your circumstances, your problems, what we try to do is we try to fix and solve the problems by thinking more about the problem. The problem with that is the universe doesn't work the way you work. The more you think of a problem, and the more you try to fix a problem, the more you'll get trying to fix the problem, the more you'll get evidence of the problem. That's just how it works. I don't know that. Did they forget to give you that memo as well? Oh, let me give it to you now. The more you think of what you don't want, the more you're going to get more of what you don't want. The more you think of trying to fix something, you're just going to get more of trying to fix it. You will never actually get to fix it. It doesn't work that way, sorry. So how does it really work, Mark? Less try, more do. Less resistance, more flow. What do you do, Mark? What am I supposed to do? How do I fix this stuff? You're telling me that I can't use my regular mind, man. What do I do, Mark? What's the solution to it? The solution is very simple. All you have to do is look above and connect to your higher self. Mark, how do you connect to your higher self, man? What do? You talk to the self. You go into the imagination. So if you have a problem, okay, instead of thinking of trying to fix the problem, why don't you imagine the problem solved? We all can do that. What would fix the problem? Go imagine what your life would look like with the problem. Most people's problems come from money. So most people don't realize the easiest way to fix a money problem is just to see yourself with more money. That's a simple fix. It's not trying to find a way to pay the bill. It's not trying to find another job to pay the bill. It's just to see the end result. Okay, why do I have this problem? If I have more money, less problems, right? Less bills. Let me give you an example of that. Right? Or the issue is, well, you cannot stop creating problems because your mind is going to continue to create problems because that's how the mind is set up to do. The mind wants to create it and try to fix it for you. So that's why we run into the loop of that. So what you have to do is to understand that when a situation comes up, don't focus on how to fix the situation. Focus on the situation being fixed to you, what it looks like to being fixed to you. Then you can actually go talk to your higher self and say, hey, you know this situation I'm in, work out the best way to fix this. It's that simple. And then you don't take any action until you are directed to take action. How do you, Mark? How do I know when to take action? What's the best way to take action? Trust me, you will know when to take action because it will come to you in a flowless state. It will come to you like an intuition. It'll come to you like an aha moment. It'll come to you like a light bulb went off in your head. It'll come to you like, this is what I have to do. It'll come to you so logical, like it was always there and you never thought of it before. That's the way it works. It won't come to you when you're like, okay, I have to make this happen. I have to try to fix this. Okay, I can't sit around. We got to take some action. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You're just going to put yourself in another pit and bury yourself deeper and deeper in problem because the mind gets desperate. Your higher self can't be desperate. It's infinite. See, I'm showing you this because majority of people do not know this knowledge. They don't know this stuff. They don't understand how it works. They don't even know it exists. And the memo they forgot to put in your textbooks and your universities and the colleges and wherever it is, they never put this in there. They never showed you this. Not even in religion. They don't even put this in religion to show you this. No one ever emphasizing trusting your true self. No one ever emphasized, hey, you need to trust yourself. Everybody is emphasizing outside of themselves. And let me show you something else that's going to keep you free from this. You can only ever be yourself. You should not, if you're trying to live someone else or be someone else, I got news for you, man. It ain't going to work. It'll work for a little bit, but your body and your cells are going to come back to who you are. You have to be who you are. Who you are is perfect enough. Don't try to go live like the Joneses, or don't try to be outsider. Don't try to do something you're not comfortable with doing. You have to be your authentic self. Each being have an authentic self of knowledge, wisdom, talents, and gifts. If you're trying to be someone else, how the heck are you going to be able to unleash your gifts and abilities? You cannot come out. So when you came here as a puzzle that was fit into this reality. But what you're doing is you're trying to change your puzzle to fit into people's expectation, what people think you should do, what your mother, what your father, what your cousin, they tell you should do with your life, should be with your career. Hey, you need to go to school and do this. Hey, you need to do that. Hey, you need to do that. But already you know, I don't want to do that. That's not in my being. But yet you go do it because, it's the best way to make this the best way. But I'm telling you right now, they didn't put that in the memo. That's going to lead to failure. You're going to get sick. You're going to get stressed because your cells are being forced to live something that they weren't programmed to do. I hope this is making sense to you. I want you to go and look and think about your life as I'm talking. And think about everything I just said to you. And go into your life and go into your past and go into your memories. And go into the events and opportunities and go into your own mind, and you will see this is 100% facts. Listen, that's the game of life. One person's on the hill can see the whole floor, the other person can't. You need to listen to the person on top of the hill because he's talking to you right now. Okay, how can I tell when he's talking to me, Mark? What do I know? I have so many voices in my head. Which one is the right one? Which one? Da 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 da. How do I know it's this higher self you're talking to, man? What's the difference? The difference is very simple. Whenever the higher self speaks to you, you will know. You will know. Whenever the ego speaks to you, you will feel a lot of emotions. When the higher self speaks to you, you would hardly feel any emotion. It will feel, I gotta use the word feel to make sense to you. It will feel like a normal knowing thing. There won't be any excitement, any anxiousness, any happiness attached to it. It will just come like an intuition. They haven't made textbooks on how to do this, so I'm just doing it as I go along, because this information is just new. There's no way to, I cannot precisely give you a definition. Say your higher self will talk to you in this precise, because for each person it's a different experience. But there's an overall blueprint that I just put to you that you'll know. It will be a feel-less state of knowing. It will just come in your head, and you will just know, okay, this is what I have to do, rather than thinking. Okay, I put it to you simple. When the higher self speaks to you, there will be no thinking or thoughts. It will be a knowing of what to do. When the ego speaks to you, you will have logical thinking, thoughts, and attempts. That's the easiest way to make sense for it to. Do you see how it works? Brilliant. So, if you can take this concept now and you start to plug in to that godlike self, the higher being of yourself, right? That's when you turn off the ego. You turn down the ego. Whenever your higher self tells you to go for something, listen to this now, this is very important. Whenever your higher self tells you to do something, your mind will always come up with a doubt. So you have to still push beyond the doubt. Whenever your higher self tells you to do something, your mind is going to create the fear. You got to push beyond the fear. Why can't my mind agree with my higher self, man? Why can't my mind, why's the battle between my mind and my higher self? Why can't they work together? Well, as I said before, guys, one has infinite experience, the other doesn't. If you have two people, one with high super experience and the other one that doesn't have a experience, but the other one is too haughty or too proud or think he's too smart, you're going to have problems. And that's what you're going to have. One of them thinks he knows it all, he's too smart, and that's the ego, because he doesn't have the experience. The other one has super duper infinite experience. The person with the highest experience is going to speak less. The person with the least experience is going to speak more, because they're trying to prove something, trying to show you. So this is why your mind will always battle each other. So when your higher self tells you something, it's just going to be straightforward and knowing, because he knows everything. So it doesn't have to prove anything to you. It doesn't have to talk to you. It's just going to tell you, because it sees it all. The person that's going to try to prove it to you is your own mind. He's going to talk to you. He's going to tell you to doubt. He's going to say, that ain't going to work. Come on, man, that's stupid. Come on, bro, that's not the way to do it. You got to do it this way. Are you serious? You're going to do that? He's always going to do that. So there's no getting over. There's never going to be a time when your ego is going to say, yay, I agree with that. It's just not going to work, people. It can't work, because the information your higher self is going to deliver to you is so over your ego's head that your ego would never be able to think of it till your ego says, nah, is it really that simple? Come on, it can't be. We got to know. That sounds too easy to be true. Let's do something else. So this is why it won't work. So this is why you still have to push through the fear and the doubt. And then when you beyond your fears and your doubts are your success in life. This is why you have to take calculated risk when you do stuff. Beyond the calculated risk is the success that's waiting for you beyond your life. But if you're listening to your doubt and your fears and your anxiety, and you're not then you're going to miss out, man. Because beyond the doubt, beyond the fear, lies all the success you want. Because above in you is this thing, this being that sees infinite realities, and it knows how to get them for you. See how that works? So I'm going to teach you something right now. Everyone can do this. If you want to get plugged into your higher self, here's all you have to do, okay? You can take 5 minutes a day. You can sit in your car. You can sit in a quiet place. And then you can just talk to yourself in a soft voice out loud. And go ask yourself all type of questions. Tell yourself what you'd like to fix in your life. Tell yourself, hey, can you show me how to do this? Just pretend like you're talking to someone else and in the room with you. Just go do that. Just spend 5 minutes a day doing that. And don't think of anything else. Don't even listen to your mind when your mind says, stop, you're stupid, you got to ignore it. Just do that for 5 minutes a day. That's it, people. And I'm going to make a guarantee with you. And if you do that for 5 minutes a day, I can guarantee you in 30 days, in less than 30 days, a lot of your problems and situations will be solved. The information and the know-how will come to you. And I'm going to make another guarantee to you that's going to be really out there. Not only are most of your problems and situations going to be solved, but guess what? The people that are going to help you solve your problems are going to show up into your life like a miracle. They're going to come out of the blue. Some people are going to call you. Some people you're going to meet. They're going to be introduced by a friend. Even things will start to pop up. I can make that guarantee to you right now. So you have nothing to lose, and just go try it yourself. The only thing that you can come back and say, oh, this guy was stupid. Okay, you may do that, but you may not. 99% sure you're not going to do that. So, because they don't give you this memo, man, they don't tell you this stuff. You got to remember what you are doing here. What is here, by the way? You're not even here. What you have to understand, people, is that you aren't in this game alone. You are a projection from something else. This here is an avatar. When you're talking to yourself in the car like for 5 minutes, that's the real person. That's the real you. That's the information exchange. What happens now, it's going to send and stream, just like you stream your stuff. It's going to stream the information into your consciousness, and it's going to be filtered. Part of it is going to go into the subconscious. Part of it is going to go into the conscious, yes, the ego. So the part of it that's going to go to the ego is to take the action to do the stuff. The part that's going to go into the subconscious is the part that's going to create the environment to manifest the stuff. So it always goes in two parts. It streams half to the subconscious, half to the ego. That's how you're going to get the solution. That's how you're going to get the people. The subconscious will bring the people, will bring the situation. The ego will direct you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Because now the how has been delivered via the higher self. That memo you will never ever see or hear in any university, school teaching. None of that. They cannot put that in books. Go ahead and comment below if you find something that tells you that in your daily life. Many of you, you watching this video, all of you know this stuff, but there's so many new people here. But before, they don't know this. This has never been taught. And by the way, sorry to tell you, it will also never be taught. I'll leave that up for you to debate why it will never be taught. But that's what I want to leave you with today. And I will see you guys again next time.